Sup? So the story goes, the holidays came and I was on 5th Avenue looking at all the pretty little lights. A few years back, Microsoft opened a store here to have a competing presence against the infamous Apple Glassbox Underground Apple Store. This place makes you feel like you are entering a secret lair of some kind, but let's be clear, I'm not a fan of Apple and what they are doing in the industry nowadays. The Microsoft Store is more than just a place where they sell their devices. It's a multi-level service center, which includes a gaming floor and a streaming floor. I was so impressed by the place, and after the saleswoman explained to me that for the holidays only, they have a 30-day return policy, I had to buy something. I've always loved the Surface Pro. A tablet that does everything a computer can do is surely the future for the average consumer and as a working man's tool. I'm not going to go into huge details here about this device, but here are a few things that stand out. It's beautiful. Microsoft has really stepped up their game in terms of build quality. This is matte black aluminum, cold to the touch, evenly balanced, and doesn't make a sound even under load. In 2020, I won't even consider buying anything other than a Microsoft or Apple device. The build quality and aesthetics of any other device is just not up to par. The tablet comes with a front and back facing camera. The front camera has facial recognition that works as fast as turning on a light. How secure is it? I don't know. But I'm pretty paranoid about security, so I wouldn't be putting anything sensitive on here anyways. If I really wanted this thing to be secure, I'd use something like a YubiKey. In terms of connectivity, there's a magnetic strip to plug in your charger, a strip to slap on a satisfying keyboard tablet cover, and 2 USB Type-Cs. That's right, there's no Type A and no headphone jack. Personally, I don't care that there's no headphone jack, because if I really wanted high quality listening, I'd be using a DAC, and I never really understood the complaints everyone had about there not being a headphone jack on devices. I mean, come on. Wireless is the future and way more convenient, and please God, any high quality audio experience is not going to come from simply plugging your headphones into a headphone jack. The lack of Type A connectivity was initially off-putting, but the move makes sense to me. There's no reason to have such a large form factor for USB. It's only 5 wires, and in the end, I think USB should be connected by magnets. I'm sure this will come in the future. Right now, you can buy aftermarket magnet USB kits. It does unfortunately create an extra step if I wanted to connect a custom keyboard or mouse or any USB device. You'll need to get a dongle like this one, just like Apple devices, but one day I think we'll be seeing Type-C on all devices. And if I'm thinking practically in day-to-day, use wireless. It's the way to go. Lastly, there's a slot to put a SIM card in. This is pretty damn cool. Having LTE on a device makes it truly portable wherever you go. And if you have an unlimited plan, the sky is not the limit. The sky is not the limit, because there is no limit. I'll leave a free trial for Mint Mobile, which will give you a free SIM card for 7 days to try things out. In general, tethering sucks up my battery life. It's a hassle, and public Wi-Fi is beyond insecure. I can take down Wi-Fi, access people's devices, and fish for passwords at a Starbucks faster than you can say grande latte. Yeah, once upon a time I was a pretty bad person. That's a story for later. Just don't use public Wi-Fi unless you're prepared. Don't use public Wi-Fi. The Surface Pro X comes in 4 configurations with the same processor. The only difference is the amount of storage of RAM you get. This is an interesting move. Usually you can upgrade with a better processor. But with the Surface Pro X, this is where I start to get disappointed. It comes with a ARM processor, which is not compatible with some apps. And on this brand new device, the desktop feels sluggish. One of the reasons I loved the Surface Pro line is that it's a full-blown computer. In fact, I play games on it. For me, this is unforgivable. I tried to install NordVPN, which is my go-to basic VPN, and it's not compatible. I know this is something that Nord can fix, and there's a workaround, but it just makes me feel like I didn't get a basic PC in tablet form. I'll also leave a link to NordVPN below. If you are doing any kind of torrenting or location-based browsing, it's a must. And generally speaking, it's a good idea to hide your traffic from your ISP. That's your data, and they are making money off of it, selling it to whomever they want. It should be a crime. The other disappointing point of this device is the Windows sign-up. You can't use the device unless you initially sign in with the Microsoft account. I already hate that Microsoft is tracking every little thing I do. That's just another way to tie my activity back to a login, and it's the start of my digital footprint with them. You used to be able to skip this, but now they make you sign in and change it later. Battery life is decent, lasts all day like a mobile phone. Okay, now let's get into the practical comfort level of the device. There's so many ways to use this. You can use it as a notebook in tablet mode with the included pen, laptop mode, or just as a generic tablet. The stand on the back is killer, but if you've ever seen a Surface Pro, this is standard. What kept me away from ever buying one is that sometimes I like to lay in awkward positions while I'm on my laptop. To my surprise, it was a lot easier and sturdier than I thought it would be for placing the device on the lap. I always thought that if I got one, I would be subject to having to lay it on a table somewhere. The pen is cool, man. They really made some improvements to the functions of this thing. You can use it in Microsoft apps like Excel now, but the biggest thing for me was using it to write out what I want to type. You can literally use this for anything while Google searching or browsing, and it translates my 4-year-old handwriting into something readable. You can assign the buttons on the pen to launch apps of your choosing, and the back of the pen erases like you're using a pencil. I just wish that there was a better place to put it on the tablet that maybe also charged it. To charge it, they provide a docking station that plugs into a USB Type-C. The keyboard is most impressive given the form factor of a tablet cover. The keys are satisfying to push and light up. There's also room for angled adjustment. Overall, this is a sexy tablet. You should consider it for work and maybe casual browsing. I wouldn't recommend it for performing any data-sensitive tasks, as I'm unsure of the software compatibility with the ARM processor. That said, I'm personally disappointed with this. Compatibility is a big one for me, and it should be for you too. Can you imagine sitting there nervous, installing something and wondering if it will even work? I expected it to be as flexible as any PC, and for this reason alone, I would recommend getting an older generation that allows you to pick your processor. It doesn't look as sleek, but at least you won't be nervous installing software. Quick channel update. The BAM show is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. This is an experimental show where a few friends have a conversation about recent happenings in tech and other worldly things. We would very much appreciate your feedback, and if you're a member of our Discord, you can hop into the show to join the conversation. To do so, just hop into the voice chat. We are now streaming on 4 different platforms at once: Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and BitTube. To accomplish this, I put together a streaming box, and it's really easy to do. Best of all, it's free. Let me know if you're interested in learning on how to multi-stream for free. I hope this video is helpful. Leave some feedback in the comments. Let me know if compatibility bothers you as much as it bothers me or not. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one. Peace.